never order from Monet. I'll never order from that company. But there are girls I follow and I value who they are so much that I'm always hyping them up and I love their content. You have to be that network marketer. So I believe the only way to bring new people in is, one, your content has to stand out and be valuable. And two, you got to do follow-ups, but not with the intention of like, oh, I got to knock this out and I got to get it done. For example, anyone who reaches out to you about the business, write their name down. Okay. Write their name down, put it in a notebook. So those days where you feel like, oh, what should I be doing? Get out your notebook, look at their names, look at their why. Sometimes that's just me going to their page and I'll like 6 photos in a row because I want them to see my face and click on my page. And sometimes God's like, send a voice message. And that's what I do. And I can't tell you what to say, but when you ask God to give you that courage and that confidence to reach out, and there's so many times I enroll a promoter from a follow-up and I'm like, oh my God, this works. Sending a follow-up works. So you have to get out of your comfort zone, send follow-ups, create valuable content, and don't try to blend in with what everyone else is doing. It has to feel good and organic and fun to you, sharing the business.
Love that. Next question is, how do you suggest overcoming, wanting more for others than they want for themselves? How do you overcome that?
It's draining. You can't. I'm in this season right now where I'm already a dreamer on my own. I can't teach someone how to be a dreamer. The only way, I think it was Ed Milet. There's a Trent Shelton interview hit him on his podcast. And I can't make someone want to wake up and fight for their dreams. Like, your bank account should wake you up. If it looks the same that it did 6 months ago, if the credit score looks the same, if the debt is the same, if the joy is, if none of these things are increasing, you have to find that inspiration. And for me, I find it with prayer and Jesus. I have to stay focused. I can't be if I'm trying to tell someone, if someone's constantly getting in my inbox and I have to remind them over and over of what they're fighting for, they have to find that on their own. Me as a leader, I have to be busy, because if I'm so busy trying to motivate everyone else and put dreams in their hearts, those dreams have to come from Jesus. So if they're not creating that time, and that's the thing in network marketing, we'll get so caught up on things that don't matter, drama, gossip, trying to blend in, trying to gain followers, that we lose heart and hope and sight of what we're building when our eyes are focused on the wrong things. So the only way, for example, Em is my leader, right? I'm not inspired by her mass enrolling. I'm not inspired by her having a big paycheck. I'm constantly inspired by who she's becoming and her growth. That's who I strive to be, because the money follows. It's inevitable. If you continue to sow seeds, if you continue to show up, it is inevitable for you to not produce success 6 months, 12 months, 18 months down the road. And, I'm in a season, I'll be very honest, I'm in a season where, I'm going through a little bit of a storm, and my paychecks have been cut in half, but my resilience isn't cut in half. My focus isn't cut in half. My dreams aren't cut in half. We are in sales, friends, and there's going to be seasons of storms, but when the foundation is strong and you're rooted in what you're building, no one else's lack of belief and insecurity in themselves can be projected onto me and my dreams, the days I get with my husbands, the life I want to build. I want you to focus on the 10-year fruit, because in network marketing, you'll get distracted. I see it all the time. I don't say this with shade, but when you're doing that underground work, and no one else sees it, and you're learning how to handle adversity, you're learning confidence, you're learning routine and habits, and then someone else is out here and they're building a little house and it looks like this house is popping, right? But really, when you tear away that house, there's no foundation. It's going to wither away in its first storm. Be proud of the foundational work that you do, because that is leadership. And people get sidetracked and they think, oh, I don't have an impact because I don't have a big income. Your impact is who you're becoming, how you love, how you show up on Chris's page or whatever page y'all are on, and you do the Facebook Live about the samples. You host the Work With Me. Those things all build the confidence in here that carry you to the next level.
And I guess, honestly, running off of that, this is kind of like a 2-part question. How to shift from sharing the business to sharing your leadership, and then how to share your accomplishments without being braggy.
Oh God, I love these questions. They're so juicy, and it's they're not boring either. I hate when I get asked the same questions. Repeat the first one. Shift your content.
Sharing the business. Shifting from sharing the business to sharing your leadership.
Yes. So this is, once again, and listen, from 2015 to 2019, you could easily build a network marketing business by constantly sharing your comp plan. We all did it. It was bomb. It was fire, right? But now with the reels and the TikTok, you have to be so set apart. And this kind of answers the first question. I said, like, your content has to be set apart. I have success with doing what I do, which is 80% of my content is my faith and my family, 20% business. I don't have joy if all I'm doing is pitching a comp plan, because I feel like a robot. I get so damn joyful when I create reels that feel good for me. When I put on the 2x speed and I'm in my egg chair and I'm dancing and I'm talking about what I'm loving, this is where people feel like they can be my friend. And I get so excited that, like, I haven't, those days where you were on fire for your dreams, that's when you go live. That's when you that's when you send the follow-ups. Those days, listen, you're going to have days where you are crying. You're going to have days where you're like, God, am I supposed to be here? On those days, rest. Stop trying to put out content when you feel that defeat, those defeating feelings on the inside. You're going to have those no matter what level or rank you are. So I really want you to honor, like, that energy that you feel those days that you love creating content. Show up on your social media and share your heart. You're going to hear me say this multiple times and you're like, God, I've heard this before. But my enrollments, the times where I built with my BMW and my customer base and my sales, it was so fleeting, and I attracted people who were in and out. But when I was like, you know what, I'm just a mom. And you know what, I sometimes, I always share where I was, where I'm at, and where I'm going. I want you to think about that. Where were you at the day you hit the submit button? Where are you at right now? And where are you going? Talk about those three things. Find 100 different ways to share your story and why you're here. Because it can't just be, hi, I've been here for 3 years and this is how many customers I have and I feel good. You have to invite people into what is it like to be a part of this team. When I got around Krista and her leaders in Gatlinburg, I'm like, this is one of the most sacred things I've ever seen in network marketing. They had so much love for Krista and they were just like rallying around her and believing in her. I'm like, this is leadership. It has nothing to do with sales and volume and what we produce. It's how we love and how we rally behind people we love and say, I'm fighting with you and I'm locking arms. Listen, people are always going to quit. It's inevitable. No matter where you're at, what rank, you're going to have people come and go. It's network marketing. Okay. So lock arms with the women who get it and just stop being so obsessed with the ones who don't. Your job is to not be a little motivational speaker every morning for people who aren't on fire for their dreams. I'm on fire for my dreams, so I'm going to attract people who are automatically in that same realm as me. You have to ask the second question again.
It was how to share your accomplishments without coming off as bragging, because I struggle with that myself, like being humble versus...
I think it's a heart posture thing. I think if people know you and they know your heart and they're beginning to fall in love with you on social media, and honestly, you need to be so proud of what you built and proud that Jesus was with you on the side in all those seasons of adversity, in those seasons where, like, you did not know how you were going to pay the bills. And then randomly you saw 4 samples in 1 week and you were able to go get groceries. That, like, those are things to be proud of, because listen, we get so blinded when we think, oh, she's successful because she has a house and a boat. Honey, I was successful when I was in a rental and I was making 6 figures and it wasn't my time to buy a house yet. I was successful in 2015 when I got rejection letters and I still showed up. I don't think you know the heart it takes to physically get a letter that says your credit score sucks. There's only 3 qualifications to a rent to own program. And I did not qualify. I was trying to rush my blessing because I was trying to keep up with the Jones, right? I thought, oh, they have house cleaners and they're buying houses. Oh my gosh, I've been here for 5 years. I need all these things too. And God was like, why are you so obsessed with the wrong things? I need you to know that I'm taking you to levels and places that, like, success stories won't be the foundation of the team that you're building. It'll be your heart and your perseverance and the person of who you become. So please, I want you to, if I were to have you these next 7 days, if you could offer, if you wanted to build your dream team and you stopped focusing on all the physical success and you started focus on all the internal success you've experienced, how many people would you attract that didn't want to come in and just be in and out with a car bonus? If they were like, dang, she's waking up earlier. She spends time with Jesus in the morning before she trains her team. She handles adversity. That, like, show people who you've become on the inside and stop focusing so much on the outer success. Because when you just have outer success stories, it's almost so surface level and you blend in with everyone else. Show people the heart inside of you, because I'm telling you, that's what builds my loyalty and my trust. And when you get to a level of peace where you don't have to defend who you are, even when your character is getting slammed around, or whatever battles or demons are coming in your life, when you are rooted, I know that angels are surrounding my house. My dreams are protected. I don't have to prove myself, my success, my story. I don't got to prove myself to anyone, because God will bring me the right women when I posture my heart and post the content that feels good for me.
That was good. That was really good. And I feel like that was a word to my team for sure, because I think a lot of us get caught up in the sharing our heart, sharing our internal versus so much of like the external things, like the big success. So that was our last question. But if anyone wants to ask something really quick too, or if no one has any questions, whatever's on your heart.
I'm on a Zoom.
Whatever's on your heart and you feel like you need to tell this group of women, like.
Honestly, yeah, I'll just end it on one thing. Please don't get distracted of what God has called you to do because of like anyone else's lack of belief. You are going to have so many seasons where no matter how great it is, or even if like the enemy will attack be quiet when you go upstairs. The enemy will attack what he can't destroy. He cannot destroy my marriage. He cannot destroy my kids knowing Jesus. He cannot destroy the prosperity I want to build in my business. He cannot destroy that. So he will try to attack it with social media posts. He will try to attack it with thoughts. And that is why every day I say, I literally, if you were riding with me in my Cadillac, I was like casting out the devil in my Cadillac earlier. I was like, Lord, any schemes from the devil today, block him out. Don't let me see it. Don't let me feel it. Don't let it touch my heart. Don't let it touch my mind. Keep me so rooted in the woman you're becoming that like hell can't touch me. I'm very, very big on spiritual warfare. And I just think everything's spiritual. So just know that God has called you to be here. You got to fight like hell to get where he's called you to go. And you're going to face people who don't believe in you. You're going to face people who laugh at your success, people who throw shade, but it doesn't matter, because no matter who slanders you or anything thrown your way, God will prosper you and he will make your enemies watch. So please know that.
Amen. Amen. Yes. Going off of the chat, this group of women specifically, I do feel like the enemy is attacking a ton. So I do think that you all need to, I recorded this, I'll send it right to you all. I think you all need to just continue to, my thing is when I hear something I need to hear, I will listen to it over and over and over again. So I don't care if you just listen to the last 5 minutes of this Zoom until you have it engraved in your head, like what you need to do to rebuke every single day.
Yes.
Does anybody else have anything? Anybody? No. Well, I love you. Thank you for doing
this. Love y'all. Have a good evening. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you.
Love you guys.